I was in like elementary school, they banned everything. They were on a bad ban streak. No Batman, no Power Rangers, no Pogs, no Pokemon, no Super Balls, no Suckers, no Slim Jims, no Snickers. It was wild. And one of the things that they decided to make a big stink about were these digital pets. You remember Tamagotchis, Digimon were some of the first ones you could connect your two Digimon together. And then they would battle and you could train them and fight each other. Similar to Pokemon, like Digimon always was in many different ways, but it had its great similarity or differences along with the similarities. There were tons. There were Gigapets. Yeah, there was just a ton of them. I even remember one of them was similar to Pokemon, and then they had a game that you played like on browser online. It was some kind of pet. But yeah, so there were
Neopet.
Neopets. That was it. That's the one they had. Like the. Did you know the website? Did you ever go?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's a thing, right? Furbies.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in my school they were pretty much like anything digital, like that's gonna get stolen or broken. Like just we're not dealing with it. And then it was Pokemon cards and
any kind of
they
cards.
were like, we're not doing this here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They ban everything. So.
And then those bracelets, the jelly bracelets.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you couldn't even wear bracelets to school because, like, it symbolized that you're going to do something, like...
Yeah, coming from the generation of people that would, like, torment their classmates to death and, like, stuff people in lockers and in trash cans and make them lick them up. You know, these were the people telling us everything we were doing was satanic or gambling or bad, and here they were, 16 years old with 5 kids and a part-time job and a felony. Yeah. But anyway.
They didn't want to stand up like them.
Yeah. God forbid we get Gigapets. So.
Them some demon things.
Yeah. Jaden, I think yesterday or the day before, Jaden Animations put out a video called I Played with Weird Virtual Pet Games. Or I played weird virtual pet games. And that's something that we can relate to. Mm-hmm. We're 90s folks, grew up in the 90s with all that junk and stuff and things. And I know you kind of can relate to Jaden in a lot of regards.
For sure.
So
I appreciate that. You picked this one out just for me.
Well, Nate's recommendation was for us to start watching. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, Nate from Renegade Media Group, I do reactions with him, one of my best friends. He recommended for us to start watching these. You should definitely go check out Renegade Media Group if you haven't already. But yeah, I think we should watch this one. I'm excited. Yeah. I actually like these things.
Me too.
Virtual pet games have been around since when people figured out how to make games that weren't Pong. Tamagotchi, Nintendogs, Webkins, Robo-Sapien, you name it. And it makes sense. Kids love pets, and parents love not giving their children actual living, breathing animals that'll eventually die and send their child into a spiraling depression for at least 3 days. It's a win-win for everyone. In 2004, my parents gave me a Nintendo DS along with 2 games to go with it. Animal Crossing Wild World and Nintendogs. They already gave me a real dog at that point, but this was good for stopping me before I started trying to ask for another, because boy did I not take care of the first one. I actually still have the exact same save file as when I first got the game. This is Star, my first ever Nintendog. I don't know why I named her Star, especially since the shape on her stomach is a...
Do you
heart.
remember this
Anyway,
game?
her stats are maxed out. She can walk longer than any of my other dogs. I was gonna show you, but then... I do not think that we just went on a walk. I haven't seen these dogs in 12 years, and she's the champion of agility training. At least she was, until I tried to do a contest like the good old days, made a fool of myself, and got my dog bullied by the judges. This is Scruffy, named after my childhood dog, who is very dead now. Oh, there's Scruffy. I know you haven't had a human interaction in like 6 years because you're dead, but give me some space, will ya? And the other dogs mean nothing to me. I also wanted to show off my Peach cart toy. I loved this thing as a kid and thought it was super rare, which I actually think maybe isn't because I have 2. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Nintendogs. I'm I'm here because I found a bunch of very strange virtual pet games that are not Nintendogs that I want to show you. First up, we've got Hamster's Life with a Z. And I got these games from eBay, and it looks like someone else's hamsters on here.
Oh.
Anyway, oh no, it's one of these games. So I was going through the selection of hamsters, and I stumbled onto this. The cutie hamster. This is quite possibly one of the ugliest hamsters I've ever seen in my entire life. The cute little icon compared to the actual hamster is astounding. It got worse.
Sewer
He
rat.
looks like an elder, so I'm going to name him Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa wants to play a memory game.
Oh.
Oh no. So you can pet your hamster, feed it, clean the mass amounts of black mold growing in its cage, hold it with your creepy hand. You can even take him out of the cage and hold it. All right, I think I'm done for now. You can also give it toys to play with. Oh, cage is too small. So, you know, Hamster's Life with a Z was as to be expected. Sure, some of the execution was a bit unexpected. But nothing out of the ordinary. Until, what do you say when you turn around, you see a cat, and your heart almost stops?
Wow.
What? I thought you just play little mini games with your hamster and feed them
What?
seeds and stuff. But apparently they start learning English. You can talk to them and they'll respond, but you can only say the options the game has provided. Yes, the only phrases a human would ever need. Good evening, come on, and I'm sad. But
Sounds about
sometimes the
right.
hamster will personally ask how to convey emotions. My friend went away. How should I express these feelings? What should I say when I only have one sunflower seed
Hamster
left?
therapy.
Guys, I taught my hamster how to be sad, and now I think he's depressed. But it's okay, because 42 hours in, Grandpa now has a cowboy hat and an entire roller coaster.
Oh my
Next up
God.
is Parrot Pals. I was excited about this one
What?
because, you know, I have my own Parrot Pals. You boot up the game and... You know what? It's not wrong. I picked out my large bird and named him Large, and now I have options on how to interact with him. Care, which is the typical feeding, cage cleanup, bathing. Watching, which is just letting him outside and watching him. You can't interact with your bird while you're watching him. You just sit there and watch him.
How
I mean,
awkward.
I don't know what I expected. And play, which is the minigames. Can't be a virtual pet game without the minigames. There's dribbling, made you look, and tug of war.
Made you look.
And I was immediately intrigued by tug of war because I don't know if you know this, but this is what tug of war looks like with a bird. Turns out you have to withhold your strength and not knock over the flag in the middle, which is less exciting if I'm gonna be completely honest. Also, this is what dribbling looks like. It's just keep away with the bird. I don't know, I just wanted to show you what it looked like. Anyway, you can actually talk to your bird and it'll try to have a conversation. Hello, bird. Alright, so let me show you the
That's so
Amazon
jacked
review
up.
that single-handedly made me decide I have to buy this game. Sarah says, 1 star. Within the first 5 minutes, my daughter struggled to get the speak and repeat to work. And when it did work, the bird kept telling her over and over, I dislike you, until she cried. Need I say more? Also, it was literally like $2. A bit into the game, you unlock training, which lets you teach your bird tricks and phrases to repeat. I was confused on why the game was telling me to teach the bird random phrases like, washed up by the river, there is an old man, and Ogre Island. But then I realized I had to teach the bird this entire 20-phrase-long story.
Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old lady. One day, the old lady was washing up by the river, and along it came, rolling down the river. She picked it up and carried it home. When she opened it, out came a baby boy. She named him Robin. When Robin grew up, he went with his 3 animal friends to Ogre Island. By working together, they got rid of the ogre, and they lived happily ever after.
Poor Ochre.
I'm not going to tell you how long it took to get him to learn all that, but just know it was more than I would have committed to if I wasn't monetizing it for content. Then Large
Yeah.
just starts going off with the free speech.
Today I'm
didn't teach him any of that. Why is he saying these things? After you teach the bird every single trick and repeatable phrase he can learn, contests open up. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I'm probably the first person in the world who has actually unlocked contests and Parrot Pals. I entered large into the beginner contest and won, probably because he was the only participant. So you win the beginner contest and you'd expect your rank to go up to, I don't know, intermediate contest or maybe even advanced contest. No, you rank up from beginner to novice. What's next after that? Just starting out? It's master? You go from beginner to novice to master. Now, the game you've all been waiting for. You know them, you love them. Monkeys.
Oh,
with
monkeys.
a Z, obviously. A game where you adopt, take home, and play with monkeys.
Oh,
You
hell
start
yeah.
off at an adoption center where you can pet the 3 monkeys they have out in their backyard to see which one you want to take home. Well, hey there, buddy. What's your... Oh, God! I mean, how can I say no to a face like that? I named him Champ, and now we just go home, I guess. Look at him go. Welcome home, little man. Don't touch that. I was in the middle of trying to figure out what a single one of these menu icons meant when Champ decided to just go out and help himself to the kitchen. I mean, yeah, I guess monkeys would be able to do that, but I sure didn't expect it. Also, holy crap, I totally thought Champ was a boy at first, but turns out I was just confused because they colored the female gender icon of the monkey blue. So there Champ is, in the kitchen, hanging out. I'm just realizing there's just a straight up monkey in my house. After a little bit of petting and taking care of your monkey, a little heart gauge goes up. And when you get all 3 hearts, your monkey will grow up.
Okay.
This is uncanny. This monkey is now taller than the kitchen countertops. Go out and take a look at the counters in your kitchen right now and really just take in how big of a monkey that is. Am I the only one that is feeling very weird about this? There's no doubt in my mind. This monkey could absolutely kill me if it wanted to. I bought another monkey. You can go out to the park with your monkeys and play with just some random other monkey that's there. There's also Nintendogs agility training, but for monkeys, and Nintendogs bath time, but for monkeys, and Nintendogs frisbee toy, but for monkeys. But you know what this game has that Nintendogs doesn't? Human clothes. I put this sweater on Champ because, I don't know, I think now it feels like I have an actual just hairy person. Then I bought another monkey. There are 3 monkeys in my house and they all have various styles of clothes on. Then this happened. I think out of all the virtual pet games out there, the fact that the monkeys can have babies makes me the most uncomfortable. Overall, this game is very jank. You can throw the bowl of water and the water just does this. Monkeys will get stuck in the walls.
Oh, wow.
When you enter a new room, for a few frames, you can catch all the monkeys T-posing, but I'd expect nothing less from Pets Monkey's House with a Z. I knew what I was getting into with this game. Have you seen the back of the box art? There's not much else to say. Overall, I enjoyed virtual pet games as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people think back fondly on their virtual pets as well. It's just funny how Nintendogs started this huge trend and all these other game companies started scrambling to throw together their own Nintendogs to cash in on poor, unassuming children and grandparents. But again, now we've got such a wide variety of content, and I unironically love it. Hi, hope you're all having a good year so far. Sorry I was gone for a bit. I took a break at the beginning of the year, so yeah, it happens. Anyway, I don't think I have much to say here, so I guess this is gonna be a short end card this time. Yeah, bye.
She didn't touch base on the ones that I thought that she might.
No, not at all. This is completely different than I thought.
Yeah.
But for me, like, Pokemon kind of started implementing the kind of stuff she was talking about, like pet games. It wasn't Nintendogs.
It was
Sorry.
Pokemon first.
Pokemon started doing a lot of the how your your Pokemon felt about you kind of
Oh,
stuff.
the emotions behind.
Yeah, and it was actually Pokemon Yellow, I think, way back in like they made Red and Blue in America.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese games came out like 96, I believe, a little bit before then. Then they, in like 97, 98-ish, had Red and Blue. And then after that, they made Pokemon Special Edition, the yellow one, Pikachu Edition. And he would follow you around.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't in a Pokeball. He was out in the world.
Right.
And you interacted with him, you know, talked to him, and a little thing would come up above his head to tell you, you know, when you first got him, he was pretty much like, fuck off. I'm irritated. I'm not interested. I'm this or that. Yeah. But then as you progress with him, you started earning badges, beating gym leaders.
And he
was
started
like,
trusting
oh,
you.
you're the man. Yeah.
Aww.
So then
so
that
be cool
continued. Yeah. And that continued. And then I think it was in like third gen, I think, is when you started doing like talent shows, and you were already in Gold and Silver, you could breed them and they would have different traits. But then it would be like, this one is good for Pokemon beauty pageants. This one's good at this. And you could do, yeah. So I think that Nintendogs might have just taken more of the pet
like the
gameplay.
actual animal.
But,
Did you ever have one of the robot dogs?
yeah.
Me too.
Where you could tap its head, its little ears would flap, and then it had the digital eye things that would change.
And then, like, if the batteries died, you just didn't have a dog. It just sat there.
I had a Furby.
I had a Furby.
But I wanted a Furby really, really bad. And my dad was just kind of like, I don't know, you're a little bit old to be asking for something like that. And it's kind of like
Lame.
more of a girl toy. Like, yeah. So I just was adamant that that's what I wanted. And they were like, we think we got you something better. It was my dog Homer. He was a little puppy. And I was just like,
so did you ever
yes!
have a Furby?
I got my own Furby later on.
Oh.
And I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
They were so annoying.
I was creeped out by my Furby. Like,
really?
I don't know. It just weirded me out.
Yeah, I didn't like mine. It just, I was just like, shut the fuck up. It would go off at the weirdest times at night and shit.
It was creepy.
Yeah, it just pissed me off. I didn't even get it.
It just made me
I was triggered by sleep at an early age with that Nickelodeon alarm clock that would just like, nick.
I just saved a TikTok to show you. Somebody still has theirs.
Yeah.
And they were using it.
I've
It
looked
made me
at
think
them.
Of you.
They're like $100 or something now. But yeah, the digital pets were really cool, and I didn't know that. I guess I was a little bit too old to care about the digital pet games.
Yeah, I mean, I never had like any kind of systems. But I feel like maybe like when I was forced to go to church, like the kids who had money had all those, and like I was like, holy shit, you could pet a dog by just like using this pin, and that was cool.
I had like the Digivice. The Digimon Digivice, not like the Digimon Digital Pet, but the Digivice, and then I had like a digital Pikachu pet that I actually dropped. It was like yellow, and it looked like a Game Boy, and had a little clip, and it was like a digital pet version of Pikachu. Yeah,
cool.
And it slipped out of my fingers and fell in the fucking toilet at school when I was trying
Shouldn't
to play
have been playing it
Yeah,
in the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom specifically just to fuck with it. And was standing over the toilet, so it looked like I was using the bathroom. And
dude, I bet you were so mad.
Yeah, or maybe no, I had to pee, so
You
I
were
dropped it
taking a
in
leak.
piss. Yeah.
Ew. Did you pick it up?
Oh, of course, and it was destroyed. There's nothing I could do about it. But I was just hoping.
So you stuck your hand in your own pee
and
in a
the
public
worst
bathroom.
Part, the worst
and it didn't
part.
Even work.
The worst part was like I didn't wash it off in the sink because I didn't want to get it more wet.
You put it in your pocket.
So it was.
Ew! You put it in your pocket?
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, I dried it off first.
But if it didn't work,
I didn't know what to do. I had only had it for a few days. It wasn't even like it was.
Piss pants Chad. That's gross.
So.
Yeah,
anywho,
no, I never had to do anything like that.
But yeah, DS had a lot of these games. Had a lot of Sims games. Like I've gone back, you know, when I started collecting retro games, I would always go through the DS selection because was pretty cheap, and there were all these sim games. There were all of these pet games and just shit that, like, you could tell was never meant to be a good game.
They didn't put
It
the
was
money in
meant
the
to be
top.
like a really cool looking like cover art and to be sold to 5 to 6 year old girls and then never played ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad because I feel like girls were catered to by trash games so much that it kept a lot of girls out of gaming. Yeah.
Like, I played, like Lara Croft Tomb Raider. I played Crash Bandicoot. I played Spyro. I played, like, the Unreal
Yeah.
tournament, Tetris, and that was it. My cousin
Yeah.
had, like, Duke Nukem and a Monopoly game, and, like, that's the extent of my gaming as, like, a 7-ish-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's there was a lot of stuff out there, but I just don't think it was very well marketed towards
Yeah.
your group that you were in. But there you go. At least we didn't have to play those games.
What
Jaden made a cool video.
was your favorite?
What was your favorite? Did you have a digital pet that you liked? Digital pet game?
How do you pronounce it? Tamagotchi?
Tamagotchi,
I
Neopet, Gigapet.
What's
You had a
what's-
Tamagotchi?
Yeah. My I think I had one and my brother had one. I feel like my mom was really into it, but she didn't have one, so she just, like, used ours. But mine always died because I would forget to take care of it on a consistent basis. It's
I feel
not
like
like
the Neopets were like the more higher end. Like they were more detailed and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
later in the game they came along.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think about this video? You like Jaden? Have you checked out her channel? Maybe subscribe to it. If not, you should. She puts out some awesome shit, as you have seen here. If you liked our video,
You can give us some love and like it and comment below. If you have any suggestions, just link it in the comments below and we will maybe react to that.
yeah. Subscribe, hit that notification bell because you'll know when we put stuff out. But for this video, I think that's going to do
That's it.
Yeah. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Say bye, Shorty. Bye.